we were going to be doing something very special. Please make a round of applause for our special guest speaker tonight, Hiram Vazquez. Yes, round of applause. Thank you. And our lovely co-host or host, Kelly Patini. There he is.
Testing. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, let's get this night started. I am so excited to be interviewing you here tonight. Welcome to Nova 3 and welcome to LA. We're so lucky Hiram's just visiting for the summer from Miami. So let's get another round of applause. Warm welcome to Hiram. First time here at Nova 3. And is that working?
Hello? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so you have such an incredible resume. I really enjoyed chatting with you. He graduated Carnegie Mellon, went to work with Alex Ohanian, the founder of Reddit, investing in different portfolios. And it sounds like you were really responsible for investigating some of these NFT collections like Doodles and Bored Ape Yacht Club that you guys invested in. So that sounds like that would have been a good time.
Yeah, definitely a good time. And I mean, crazy time back in 2021 when I started working there. At 776, it was when the NBA Top Shots started blowing up, and Bored Apes and Doodles and all those started blowing up seemingly out of nowhere. And just being in the room where like they were pitching Alexis and the rest of the team on investing in them, and seeing not just them but every other pitch in the Web3 space. It was a big learning experience, and also got me thinking about opportunities in the space and how to use blockchain technology to unlock new use cases. Since I'm a builder, I've been building software products for the last 13 years plus. And I love new tech. So it was great to start experimenting to see what we could do with this.
Yeah, perfect storm. You're really on the front lines of this whole movement, and you'd have been learning so much from Alexis. So what then inspired you to create this technology of Lala?
That's a good question. Look, I'm from Puerto Rico, born and raised, and I actually started learning English by watching movies and TV shows from the US. So I would just repeat whatever it is, the cartoons that I was watching, the Ninja Turtles or Home Alone, repeating the lines from the movie, and that's how I learned to speak English at first. But like when growing up, apart from consuming that content, consuming the TV shows and watching the movies, a lot of the merch that was announced on TV or the sweepstakes that were on the back of the cereal boxes excluded. I either didn't make it to Puerto Rico or excluded Puerto Rico from the terms of the giveaway. So growing up, Hollywood always seemed kind of like a faraway thing, not just geographically, but also because of this exclusion, I guess, like lack of access that I had growing up. And it was an area that always interested me. And fast forward to 2021 when I started seeing all this like IP becoming, community-driven IP becoming massive, $1 billion IP seemingly overnight. We saw an opportunity of like how is a legacy IP gonna compete with them? Where like the Bored Ape holders are rabid fans of the Bored Ape. How it's like very genuine relationship, and the ownership component is so important. So that my love for entertainment and also like building in the space was kind of like what brought me here.
Okay, so we were talking a little earlier about like we're physically in Hollywood. You and I both have a passion for Hollywood and entertainment. I come from acting and filmmaking, and the thing that really drew me to the NFT and Web3 space was IP and being able to own your own IP and do something with this, you know, whether it's a character I could do voiceover for or create animated series. And you mentioned growing up and seeing, you know, this content but not having access to it. So how are you now incorporating Hollywood into Lala?
Yeah, so we're redefining the fan experience by giving fans of movies and TV shows new points of access and ownership over their favorite stories. So more concretely, the first partnership that we have is with The Wolf of Wall Street, which is, you know, Martin Scorsese's modern classic. It was released 10 years ago. This December marks the 10th anniversary for the movie. And for the first time ever, fans of the movie can have access to a piece of the revenue streams from that movie, in addition to unlocking a series of benefits and points of access like official merch that we created for this special partnership, access to unreleased content from the filming of the movie, events around the community of fans of movie lovers.
Incredible. So what other digital collectibles do you guys have on Lala?
I'm sorry?
What other digital collectibles do you have on Lala?
Yeah. So we're a new company. We actually announced our company back in May of this year. And The Wolf of Wall Street is our first partnership that we announced. And we actually did the drop a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Everyone should go check it out.
Yeah, Lala.xyz. So yeah, we're very new in the space. Right now, we're making a name for ourselves as a fan-first brand to give people this, you know, like more access into an industry that's been kind of like an insider industry, right? And you know, the people that actually make this IP valuable are the people that go watch it, that go consume the IP. So it's always been like a one-way relationship between the IP owners and the fans. And our mission is to make fans feel like they're part of that insider group.
Yeah, that is another exciting part of Web3, is really making it inclusive for communities to feel like they have an involvement in Hollywood, not just consuming. Well, you're starting off with a bang. You know, Wolf of Wall Street, that's a pretty legit collection to start with, and I'm honored that we're here at the ground level, so it's a really great opportunity for people to get involved when a platform like this is brand new. So what does somebody get from owning a digital collectible on Lala?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first drop, we focused on Jordan Belfort's origin story, because, you know, people love a good origin story, like, you know, like how Bruce Wayne became Batman or how Peter Parker became Spider-Man. And this story is pretty incredible and difficult to believe that it's actually real. So we wanted to, we partnered with this amazing artist that does a lot of surrealist pop art, and we wanted him to take this story of how Jordan Belfort became the wolf and explore the different themes and the different influences around, you know, someone who, you know, this like young kid got to Wall Street in a public bus with a lot of, you know, a lot of ambition, and then somehow his ethical compass got derailed and he became the wolf, right? So we partner with an artist to create awesome artwork for that. And when you buy the digital collectible, you get a physical print of the same artwork, in addition to official merch, access to unreleased content, scenes that have never been seen before from the movie, and, you know, community events, and you actually get a piece of the revenue streams from the movie. So yeah, it's the first time that fans can own a piece of a major motion picture like this.
Yeah, that's epic. I definitely want to get involved in that personally. I think that's incredible. So why are we calling them digital collectibles and not NFTs?
It's by design. Even though NFT is easier to say, at least for me, there's there has been a lot of focus around the tech used to create, like these assets, these digital assets, versus really focusing on the customer experience. So it's become a thing where like people in the mainstream, the people that are not in building in Web3, hear NFT and they're just like block whatever is said after that. They just mentally block it, and it's difficult to get them to really open and to the idea of actually owning something online. So by just focusing on creating an amazing customer experience, an amazing fan experience, we just decided that NFT might be detrimental to reaching those community of fans that would love this.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And I heard recently in a video that when you're introducing new technology to the public, it should be the utility that leads, not the technology that leads. Because it should be what you're offering people that's more important than the actual buzzword of the tech itself, which NFTs were for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alexis Ohanian, he founded Reddit back in the early 2000s. He was saying the other day, like when he came up with the upvoting, downvoting mechanism for Reddit, he didn't talk about, I use Ajax, which is like this technology that allowed it for the page to upload in real time. He wasn't talking about that to explain it to their users or to investors or to whoever they were pitching. They were talking about the functionality. What does it allow you to do, right? So it's the same thing.
Yeah, mainstream cares more about what they're getting in return than the tech behind it. Okay, so how does one purchase a digital collectible from Lala?
Yeah, so we're making it very easy for everyone to purchase regardless of their Web3 expertise. So for people that own a crypto wallet or have their own wallet, they can just go to lala.xyz and connect their wallet, pay with crypto. For people that do not, we offer sign up with their email, and we create a wallet for them in the background. Then we are allowing for payments with credit card or debit card. So make it as easy as possible and provide a familiar onboarding and checkout experience for people to buy.
Beautiful. Yeah, we definitely need the credit card on ramps for those who don't really want to bother with crypto. Okay, so one last question, and then we'll open it up to Q&A. So get your questions ready. How does this revenue share work, and how will customers be prepared to receive?
Yeah, that's a good question. Most of the movies make their bulk of the revenue from the box office, from ticket sales, but also they make money from licensing, from merch. But there's a lesser known revenue stream that is revenue stream that comes from preserving the IP, and by that I mean taking down bootleg versions of the movie, or when someone uses the movie to do, for example, bootleg merch, which for the Wolf of Wall Street, if you go online and Google Wolf of Wall Street merch, there's a ton of it. That movie never had official merch, so it's all bootleg merch, people making money from the copyright from this IP. So a lot of the big brands and major IP owners basically try to recover revenue from people that are selling this bootleg merch. So the IP owners for the Wolf of Wall Street, as part of the partnership, they decided to get that money and give it back to the community of fans.
That's incredible. I had no idea about that, and I'm in the industry, so learned something new today. Okay, so where can people find you, follow your journey, and follow Lala? What are the handles so people can follow you right now on the socials?
Yeah, on social, on Twitter, it's at Hiram V, as in Victor, and same with LinkedIn, linkedin.com/Hiram V.
Okay, and congratulations on being the first guys to do the Wolf of Wall Street merch. I'm surprised that didn't exist before.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
So a lot of people don't know this, but Wolf of Wall Street was an indie movie. So it was distributed by Paramount, but it was actually an indie movie that, that wasn't part of the deal with Paramount, and they just didn't have any merch.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to mention before we open it up to Q&A?
No, would love for everyone to check us out, provide feedback. We're a young company that we're building in the space. And if you're a fan or if you know any big movie fans, please send them my way. I would love to talk to them.
All right, fantastic. Once again, please give it up for Hiram Vazquez. And again, just to clarify, Lala, because I looked this up, and this is a very important point here. It's lala.xyz. There are a few Lala imitations out there, so I wanted to make sure that people were very, very conscious of that. I was looking that up. I'm going to kind of check into that. Let's open for some questions. I know I saw a couple of questions down over here. Let's see. I know you have a question. You were asking me earlier.
Yeah, I was. What? Can you have any examples of some of the we could see the sample to see? I'm like, you said movies. I'm a big movie buff, so I always want to see
examples of the movies.
Yeah, no, some of the artwork that might be preserved.
Do we have a?
Yeah, maybe.
We can pick that up in a second. If
Iga's back there, she could probably pull up the site.
I believe the artist is Pablo Flores. Is that right? Is it Pablo Flores? I believe.
Paulo Torres.
Pablo Torres. I knew it was some. Yeah. Absolutely. I saw a couple of his works earlier. Darren, you have a question for Hiram?
Sure. Hey, Hiram, thank you so much for sharing. I'm very excited about the platform.
Thank you.
Been following other similar types of things in music, right? Like Royal.io for music. But I'm more interested actually in your personal background as well. Like, I have a tech software background myself. I saw you pivoted into venture capital. And in your time as a VC, how did that help inform you about where your next move was going to be? Like, did your time in VC help you determine that you were going to make this move into creating Lala? And just curious about your path.
Yeah, absolutely. So I joined 776 when it was just getting started. Alexis, he's been in VC ever since Reddit. He left Reddit, and he decided to open this new fund. And he already had a name, made a name for himself. So just first seeing a lot of the pitches of people building amazing companies in very diverse, from a very diverse set of industries was really, really important, because I was seeing Web3 companies, but also Web3 in music or aerospace or fashion. So I was seeing all these different people using the same technology to create something new in different industries. So that was very eye-opening. And actually, a couple of things happened while I was working there, and it was one of them, and kind of part of some that triggered this idea of Lala is there was an NFT auction that we found out about with the rapper Little Dicky. There was a NFT auction with the NFT held the royalties from one of his songs, and it was not the Royal on the Royal platform, but it was another platform, and the customer experience was pretty bad. So that was kind of we sensed there's an opportunity here, because product, it kind of didn't work and all that. So that was one. And two, while I was there, we had a meeting with another investor that had ties in the entertainment space, and he was kind of flexing on buying a piece of the revenue stream from an 80s movie. And we're like, it's interesting that, you know, like these things are being traded, but it's only to people that have ties to the industry, like high net worth individuals or funds, but it's not accessible to the fans. So those two things, you know, like, and being in those rooms where all these, hearing the pitches for Yuga Labs, the Bored Apes, and all that, and Proof with Moonbirds, really was very eye-opening. And for me, as a underrepresented person in the tech industry, just having a seat in those conversations was very eye-opening, and kind of like started giving me that itch of like starting myself my own product or building my own product.
Fantastic. Actually, so what we have on the screen would be the first series of the artwork, if I'm correct there.
Correct.
Do you have a question? Yep.
Carl, a resident filmmaker. Let's
Indeed,
go.
I love this. It's fascinating. Thank you so much. And I love that you've also kind of figured out the access point with people using credit cards, because that was my mom. That's how my mom's going to figure this out. But I guess my question is, so, you know, I get a digital collectible and I now have a piece of that revenue. Like, what does that piece look like? Like, what is my actual return on it? Like, what am I paying and what's my return on it?
Yeah. And that's something that, you know, like we're being very upfront about. This is the purpose of this is not to get a return on investment next week from the payouts from the revenue stream, but you know, like depending on, for this drop we have 3 different tiers of collectibles. Each tier will have, you know, different percentage points for the revenue stream. The lowest tier, we're equating, the benchmark is like you should be able to get like a couple cups of coffee. In the high tier, it will be like a couple movie tickets per year on these payouts. That's like a piece of the entire set of benefits or perks that you're receiving, and it's about creating a connection of like the same way that this, you know, like wealth individuals, like, oh, like I own a piece of like Tom Cruise's Top Gun, like, just, it's not like he could have used that money to make a better investment, but it's about like, you know, like owning, creating a deeper connection. Humans love to own things. By owning things, you care more about them, you talk more about them. So it's creating that deeper connection with the stories that you love. And yeah, and one last thing on this, it's like, you know, like similar to like cards have like cashback programs. It's like cash that is like, oh, it's there. It's not like a significant amount, but it's, you know, it produces a cash flow. Incentive
to get me to buy. My follow-up quickly to that is, what's next? I mean, this is like a Wolf of Wall Street collectible, right? But this is obviously 10 years old. Like, are there more current projects? Are there new partnerships you're looking for creators to kind of also do this thing with their particular work, which is sort of what I would be interested in?
Maybe your next movie, Carl.
That's exactly what I'm leading.
You're headed.
Absolutely. So the reason why I'm here, based in Miami, the reason why I'm here is because I've been having conversations with different IP owners and studios for both existing IP but also new IP to be able to do this. So yeah, definitely something that I want to do, and I'm actively talking to IP owners about. Right now I can't say what the next drop will be, but yeah.
Got it. Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what will be the next drop that you're working on? I mean, that's like the total bait and switch. Okay. Question over?
It taps on.
And introduce yourself too. We should always do that as
Hi,
well.
I'm Travis. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi.
So my question is, so like he was saying, this is a film that's already been released? How does this work with a film that just was released in real time?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we just launched with this. We haven't done one for a new project, but for the new project, like to me, like it's endless possibilities. From buying a collectible and it'll give you access to screenings of the movie, or it'll give you access to a Q&A with the director or the talent, like have more access to the creation process of this new movie. And that's kind of like the perks that I see working for the fans that love getting behind the scenes and really diving into the creation of these. And for the IP owners, is like, by doing this, you're early on, you're already getting a group of early supporters that are gonna be invested in the success of your movie, because they're learning step by step how this is being done. So it's an extended arm of promotion and marketing for your new project.
That seems beautiful, because where I'm looking at it in my brain, I'm watching this Barbie phenomena that's going on right now, and like you imagine, say Barbie was your client, and so like everything's sold, and you're selling Q&As, you're selling tickets to premieres, and you're selling, it's another marketing aspect, and the income on that is different than something that sold 10 years ago, because who's buying new things unless you're releasing a new Wolf of Wall Street movie and people aren't interested in or are less interested in something that is being released in real time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wolf of Wall Street, the reason why we decided to go with this was because, I think it was like when the GameStop thing happened, the movie kind of became the spirit animal for that group of people. And it just became part of internet culture from there on. So we thought it was a good intersection between like entertainment and also internet culture.
Yeah, and on Trev's point, that's another reason that I think the film space is going to do so well in blockchain, because you've got built-in audience, distribution, sales, promotion, marketing. When people own your NFT, they want their NFT to be worth more. So they're going to keep talking about your film, promoting it, telling their friends about it. So it's a really good way to have a built-in audience, not just consumers who just buy it one time, but are going to be fans for life and keep pushing it.
I have one more question over here, but real quickly, are you finding that the fans or the people interested in your project, are they leaning more toward just the artwork at the present? Are they giving you feedback to get more interested in interaction? Like, what do you see the next leading kind of project that you're going into?
Yeah, it's a good question. It depends on the person. Like right now, like early feedback, some people are really into the artwork, and it's what we're leading with, right? Like the artwork and the collectible, and then like we're saying like all the different things that we're gonna deliver as part of it, but we haven't launched it yet. For example, the merch store is launching first week of September, so we're opening the merch store with merch adapted from this artwork. So
Actual touchable merch?
actual physical merch, yeah. So you get, everyone who buys an NFT also gets a physical print of the artwork, which looks great. I saw some samples recently. It looked really good. So that's coming soon.
I like that physical utility, because a lot of us got into NFTs and all we own now are worthless JPEGs in our computers. I mean, if I had a hoodie out of it, I'd be happy.
But you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. Hello, yeah. This
I'm
is,
holding on for dear life.
Yeah, my name is Time. I go by Time. It's teaching young minds every day. But I got a few questions. One of the questions I was just curious about is the wallets that you're creating, is that custodial wallets, or are you actually creating decentralized wallets, and how do they even understand their seed phrase if that is kind of how they get it?
No, absolutely. So we're using Magic for as a wallet provider.
Right.
That we're every time you create an account, there's a Magic wallet that gets created in the background, and we, it's education for the people that buy the collectible and then say like, actually, I have my self-custodial wallet now, I want to transfer it. We have documentation that takes you step by step on that process to import that wallet into your MetaMask or whatever wallet of choice. So, yeah, it's at the moment.
So it jumps off as a custodial wallet, right?
Right.
Okay. And other question was in regards to like SEC and all that with the what's it called
The security
issues and stuff like that. When you have merch and stuff like that already presented, and you're kind of like giving them access to that stuff, like have you like I don't know how that works, and do you?
Yeah. So and that's the reason why I say that we're upfront about this not providing a return on investment solely from the payouts of the revenue stream. It's the way that you market it and the way that you talk about it influences on that classification of whether or not it is a security. So yeah, just being very upfront about what you're receiving and what the expectations are, that this is not.
Yeah, one more question. I've been doing this since like crypto punks and stuff like that back in 2016. But
Nice.
So question is like, what blockchain are you currently associated with? Because I see the ETH prices. So is it layer 2, layer 1? I mean, like how does that work?
So the collectibles are on the Ethereum blockchain L1. The payouts are gonna be done on the Polygon chain.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have a question up here. Okay. Did you have another question?
I had a technical question. I have a technical question. My name is Maurice again, but I'm always intrigued about these. Well, I don't want to call them NFTs. You don't call them that, but what resolution are these scanned out, and are they scalable, and is there just like a set size that they come in?
Resolution for the artwork.
Yes.
For the collectibles.
For the collectibles.
Yeah, it's 1080p, 1920 by 1080.
Okay.
But we're planning on also like if you have a 4K screen, like providing you the artwork files to be able to display that.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
So glad you knew the answer to that. Okay, do we have any other questions here tonight? Okay, round of applause for
Once again,
Hiram.
yep.
This was
Thank
incredible. We should also mention before we get this party started that we have Trey Songs here on Friday. If anybody
Yes, we do.
If anyone wants a table, come chat with me or Jimmy. We've got some tables available.
And we also have the Futrell brothers who are actually here in the venue. So this is one of the few times, guys, unlike a convention or something in a large format where you can't get up and close and actually speak to one of the presenters or guests. So thank you so much again for coming down. Real round of applause one more time. Thank you. Also to Kelly. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so come find us if you want to come party with us Friday for Trey Songs, and members always get in for free, so you guys rock.
Yes.
All right, thank you.